The sentencing hearing for an admitted killer is expected to resume tomorrow.
A judge will hear more testimony before deciding whether Colt Gray will get life in prison with or without the possibility of parole. Gray admitted to killing 4 people and injuring 9 others inside Apalachee High School in 2024.
Atlanta News First anchor Sydney Sallworth is in studio. Sydney, a mental health professional testified today, revealing more about Gray's mindset leading up to the shootings.
Well, Tracy, so much was uncovered in court today. A forensic psychologist was called to the stand today who spent more than 15 hours interviewing Colt Gray after the shooting. The psychologist said Colt spent most of his time on online discussion boards, many times talking about mass shooters.
Eventually kind of got really focused on this, what they call the true crime community, which is a group of mostly teens and adolescents that are focused on true crime, primarily focused on people that do mass shootings. I mean, to the point of being obsessed.
Colt Gray sits in a Barrow County courtroom Monday awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty, admitting to killing 4 people and hurting 9 others in the 2024 Apalachee High School shooting. As a forensic psychologist who interviewed Colt for roughly 15 hours, testifies to Colt's shocking online activity.
Primarily on school shootings, although he was focused on a fellow named Holmes, who was the individual who did the shooting in the Aurora, Colorado movie theater. That wasn't a school shooting. It was a mass shooting, but it wasn't at a school. He initially, I think, was focused on Adam Lanza, who is the person that did the school shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary up in Connecticut, and then ultimately became really focused on Nicholas Cruz.
Nicholas Cruz killed 17 people in a 2018 school shooting in Parkland, Florida. In court, we learned Colt allegedly reached out to Cruz in jail via email, expressing his admiration.
Nick, I don't know how much longer I'll be around for or if I'll even go through with it, but please know I love you. You won't see this. In fact, I know you won't see this, but when we meet, run into my arms, hold me tight, don't let go. Love, Colt.
Colt allegedly had a shrine to Nicholas Cruz in his bedroom and more than 2,000 photos of him saved on his phone, according to the district attorney's office. He even appeared to dress and pose for pictures like Cruz. On September 2nd, 2024, 2 days before the Apalachee High School shooting, Gray wrote online, quote, 3 days, Nick is gonna be in love with us. New audio played in court of 2 October 2024 phone calls from jail between Colt Gray and his mother. The psychologist reacts, sharing his findings.
I never believed he was manic. I never believed he had schizophrenia. I never believed he was anywhere near the neighborhood for an insanity defense. It was never on the table.
Colt Gray faces life behind bars. Victims and their families testified against the possibility of parole. Court is back in session tomorrow at 9 a.m. Tracy?